All right, so I'm gonna write on the whiteboard. So if you want to, I'll slide this up here.
I can move up.
And I know it's a little weird me being the only person, but
It's
if you have
okay.
any questions, stop me.
Okay.
I talk incessantly, but that's what it's supposed to be. So,
Yeah.
okay. So just so you know, what I do is I create what's called rebrandable content for marketers. So you have these internet marketers. Some they help small businesses. Others they market their own information. And so what they do with me is they come to me in order to give them their own information so they can then sell it. So I'm kind of a middleman.
Okay.
I create the training content for them, right? And then they use it as if it was theirs. So instead of selling them the training content, I'm now starting to do my own workshop. So this workshop today is really on something I've been teaching for a while. And it's on 10 things you can do, right? Obviously to start marketing a small business. And those 10 things are principle based.
Okay.
So they're going to work regardless of, what your business is. And so I'm going to fly through them. And again, if you have any questions, just stop me. I'm going to start with, I'm going to put 10 things. And the thing about these 10 things is that they are low to no cost, right? So they're things that in some way just help.
Which I was going to ask you if you wanted bottle or water. I could bring you in some water. You...
That would be great, yeah.
Okay, bring some.
Yep. 10 things, low to no cost. And they are things that you have to do, right? So whether you're doing Facebook advertising, whether or not you're doing advertising, let's say in a magazine, whether or not you're doing it all on social media, the 10 things I'm going to talk about, they're 10 things that we all have to do. But yet, even though they're kind of principle-based, they're necessary. So they're things that, whatever you're doing right now, right? When I get done by the end of this session, you'll be able to take these 10 things and impact your business immediately. So they're not theoretical. So the first thing is this. It's called USP, right? I don't know if you've ever heard that term, but it's a unique selling proposition. And so it is a question that you have to ask about your business, and that is this. If you start to look at whatever you're offering, and a product can have a USP, your business can have a USP, you can have a USP. USP is a question. It is, what can my customer get from me that they cannot get anyplace else? They cannot get anywhere else. They cannot get any other way. And so this is the kind of the key point, and it kind of sets off everything else in the 10 things, because if you and I, regardless of what we're offering, if we don't have a USP in some way, then that means that we have to compete on the basis of price. If you have to compete on the basis of price, then you're competing with Walmart and Amazon, and that is what you do not want to do, and nor do I want to do. So USP starts out with asking whether or not, right, do I want to compete on the basis of price? Right, maybe you do. Do I want to compete on the basis of options? Right? Do I want to compete on the basis of how I deliver, right, a product? Right? Do I want to compete on the basis of how or what extras I offer? And this is kind of easier now to do because we've got digital technology, right? I mean, we can give people all kinds of things. We can give people membership sites. We can give people instructional videos. We can give people, and these don't cost us anything else to deliver, right? We don't have to. These don't cost us anything if we want to compete on this basis, right? USP means I could do it. It could be just the way I do business. Could just be the way I do business. And what do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is that, and let's go back to Walmart. Hi. Let's go back to Walmart for a second. I could say that the way I do business if I'm Walmart is that I'm going to be the low-cost provider of whatever it is, right? So that is their USP. Whether or not they deliver it on all products, it's kind of why people go there. I mean, people can go and get the same thing from Target, Giant, whatever the case is, but they go there generally because of price. And they have gotten good at that. Now, the thing about any of these is that if I choose to deliver this way, right? If I choose to do business in this way, I might have to change my operations. I may have to change the way I put stuff together. I may have to change the way I produce in order to have this USP, but I have to have it, right? There's got to be something about what it is I offer or something that people cannot get anyplace else or anywhere else, right? And so every time that somebody comes into the marketplace behind you, or they undercut you, or they come in there offering the same thing, this is what we ought to change first about whatever it is. Whatever it is we have. If it's a service, right? I mean, there's a carpet cleaner that's a friend of mine, and they're good at what they do. However, there are a lot of big players, and the big players have come into the local market, and what they're doing is they're offering free carpet cleaning. So they've got to come back now to the drawing board, literal drawing board, and say, what is it that we offer about our carpet cleaning that other folks don't offer? Because they're local, they have to change some things. So in other words, whatever it is, this is the starting point to our business, to every product really should have a USP, right? Doesn't mean you're going to win on every product, doesn't mean you're going to win the battle, but every product and our business needs to have a USP, and that's something that we can go and really implement almost immediately, right? So for example, you were talking about artisan kind of things, and it's Sharon?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Sharon, what does your business do?
My business is actually a network marketing business.
Mm-hmm.
We market products and services, mostly services. We have products. I branded myself, and so when you see my logo and stuff out there, you don't see the network marketing product.
Right.
You see myself. So just trying to get behind my logo is what I'm doing now.
Right, excellent, which is exactly what I'm talking about. So everybody has the same thing. Everybody markets pretty much the same product, but you have chosen to have, there's something about Sharon and the way that Sharon does network marketing that nobody else does. And so Sharon's going to attract a certain kind of customer. She's going to attract a certain kind of person that's going to be into what they have. Now what the USP also does is it eliminates, right, tire kickers for you. So in other words, there are going to be certain people that will not buy when you set a USP from you, right? But that's not a bad thing.
I know I came in late, but
Yeah.
what is USB?
USP is, thank you, and I should explain that, unique selling proposition. Some people call it unique value proposition, but it's the same thing, right? The USP answers this question. What is it that somebody can get from me they cannot get anyplace else? Now, the thing about the USP is this. It's got to matter to the customer. So we can be unique, right? But if it doesn't matter to me, your customer, right, then it's not a USP. It can be, it's a tagline. What we don't want to call this, we don't want to use this as a tagline. We don't want to use this as just something that we say. There's got to be something about the way we do business that matters to the customer that they can't get anyplace else. And it takes a lot of thinking because it's got to get into everything that we do. The USP is really what we lead with, right? Like every good boxer jabs, right? They might lead with that. That's what you lead with. That is your jab. That is the first thing you're going to throw to people is your USP. It should be in everything. business cards, website. People should be constantly reminded of this thing because what does it take? Seven times before something gets into my mind about your advertising. So whatever it is, it's going to take me 7 to 12 times to get the message. And the message I want to get is your USP. And if that USP matters, price does not matter. Right? And I don't want to compete on the basis of price. I don't want you to come to me because I'm the cheapest. I want you to come to me because you want what I have. And so that's what the USP has got to do for us, well, again, whether or not it is product or business. Right? Now, USP is the first thing, and it's the most important thing. And if you didn't do, if I didn't do, if we didn't do anything else about our business, right, if we implemented that immediately, this will have the single biggest impact on your business. It's USP. Because it eliminates some people, but it attracts other people. It attracts the people who want to spend money. And ultimately, that's what we want. Right? We don't want, again, now, understand something. I mean, that doesn't mean we can't ever have a sale. Right? But we just don't want to do business like that. Because once again, this means that, well, I'm in competition with Amazon, Walmart, not territory I don't want to be in. Right? Now, so, USP is first thing. Second thing is, equally as important, probably not what I would lead with, but this is pretty vital. And today, because of digital technology, this is really where we make up the profit. Because if you think about it, USP means I'm going to attract fewer customers. Right? It's going to mean I'm kind of weeding people out. So that means I have less people coming to me, but what does that mean? So how do I make more money? Right? How do I make more money if I have fewer customers? And this is a thing, right? And I call this exponential marketing. And exponential marketing. And what does that mean? That means that I have 3 ways that I can increase my profits, right? So let's say that making $10,000 in a month. How do I increase that, right? $10,000 in revenue. So how do I increase that? Well, I can get more customers, right? I can get more customers. And that's where most businesses are going to be. That's what most businesses do. They go and get more customers. Going back to USP, there are all kinds of customers out there, right? There are Walmart customers. There are Nordstrom customers, I guess, right? I don't know. And then, then there's, Bonton customers, whatever, middle of the road. Anyway. Okay, so there are all kinds of them out there. So we can go and get more customers, and we're going to make more money. The other way we can make more money is we can make more at every sale. More money at every sale. So every time somebody comes to buy something, right, we can make more money. And the way that we do that, right, is, you've probably heard this before, right? Business people talk about this all the time. The McDonald's typically ask you, do you want fries with that, right? So, yes, I want a hamburger. Yes, I want a McChicken, but I also, can I give you some fries with that? Can I upsell you? Do you want a drink? Do you want a salad? Do you want an apple pie? Do you want all this stuff? And I'm going to talk to you about this when you have your wallet open. Right? So what else can you talk to your customer about while they have their wallet on the table? Because, for better or for worse, you and I, we live in America. And so people wake up in the morning and they're tapping their credit card on the screen, or they're looking to buy something. Sometimes people make out, it's just a fact, we're in business. And so people have, right, what they want costs $6. I have 10. what else can I buy? And so what happens is, the fact of the matter is this: if you and I do not offer them something with that extra $4, what are they going to go do with it? They're going to go and spend it with somebody else. And so what we have to do is we have to be able then to make sure that there is something there for them to buy. Typically, there are two ways to look at this, right? I call this lifetime value of the customer. Every customer has a lifetime value. And so, and this is kind of a little theoretical, but you'll get it. Customer has, if I want a customer to spend 5 to 6 years with me, right? I want to have a customer. I'm looking to have a customer. When I get one, I'm playing for keeps. I want that customer